there's a god, there's always a goddess. But no one expected it to be a giant bug, nor a pair of foot-tall ladies. Welcome to the Brumakian podcast, an exciting review series where I can review anything but not everything. On this show, I cover anything in entertainment, whether it is giant monster movies, anime, and video games. While Great Britain was releasing Go-Go in the West, back over here in the Far East, Japan was also releasing a giant monster film of their own. And here is how it came to be. Shinichiro Nakamura was hired by producer Tomoyuki Tanaka to write an original story for a new film. Takehiko Fukunaga and Zanai Hota collaborated with Nakamura, each writing a portion of the story. The story came to be known as The Glowing Fairies and Mothra, and was serialized in the weekly Asahi Extra magazine. When it came time to make the film itself, there was one thing that needed to be done: getting a pair of twins. Producer Tanaka contacted Sho Watanabe to see if it was possible to have the Peanuts to be cast as the twin fairies. For those who don't know, the Peanuts were a Japanese vocal group that consists of the twin sisters, Emi and Yumi Ito, both born on April 1st, 1941, in Nagoya. Both twins were brought to Watanabe Productions in Tokyo while still in high school. In 1959, the two became a hit at the Nichigeki Theater. In the same year, they released their first recording, Q Flowers. So when Tanaka asked if they could participate in this monster movie, Watanabe agreed and gave the twins permission to do it. However, there was one problem. Toho had the most difficulty in scheduling the Peanuts to shoot their scenes due to obligations with Watanabe Productions themselves. But regardless, director Ishiro Honda stated that the twins were on time anyhow. Speaking of Honda, he stated that we wanted to do something that was new for the whole family, like a Disney or Hollywood type of picture. And then there is the matter of the music. Akira Ifukube was offered but declined to compose the film's score because he didn't feel confident enough to make music for the Peanuts. So instead, music composer Yuki Kusaki was brought on to make the music. And then, Mothra was released in Japan on July 30th, 1961. It was also distributed in the United States by Columbia Pictures, although 10 minutes shorter, on May 10th, 1962. Actually, Columbia Pictures intentionally did not reveal the monster, but only showed the Shobijin, with the taglines like, "These weapons cannot stop Mothra," and "Mothra was here" on construction sites. A clever marketing strategy, and it worked. Today, on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 80% fresh rate. With all that being said, here's the film's plot synopsis. A flying monster terrorizes Japan after a nightclub owner kidnaps two tiny princesses from their island paradise. And with that out of the way, here are my thoughts. This is a very light-hearted movie, which is a nice change of pace. I don't mind a little change of pace here and there, but like all things, it's not perfect. I would have liked it more if the movie didn't drag along with some of the unnecessary filler. The humans are definitely a step up from the characters in Battle in Outer Space, each with distinguished personalities that made it more easier to identify, especially with the admittedly over-the-top villains. Jesus, no one on Earth wanted those motherfuckers dead than I. And the one who saves the baby and kicks some ass? Ultimate Chat. Now let's get into the queen herself. I like Mothra in this movie. She is a beast that knows what she's doing and doesn't fuck around. I mean, Christ. Speaking of Christ, who would have thunk that a religion would mean worshipping a giant moth? And she convincingly flies like one too. Not a single whine on her is detected. And this is in broad daylight. Yuji Koseki's music is not on par with Akira Ifukube, but I won't lie in saying that I enjoyed the hell out of the Mothra song. With that said, Mothra earns a solid grade of 95 beautiful moth goddesses out of 100. That will do for this episode. This has been Demetrius signing off, and I need to get me some tickets. There's going to be a heavyweight title boxing match between two kings, and I'm going to be the first in line for it.